Man, tell me how in the fuck they done found a Homer Simpson fucking toy looking toy object thing in fucking Egypt. Huh? Matt Groening, you got some explaining to do. Motherfucking Matt Groening got some explaining to do. See, I wasn't believing in this shit at first about the Homer Simpson Egyptian artifact, but then I remembered the Marge Simpson shit. This is crazy. As a motherfucker. Who the fuck is this? I want to see the real Homer Simpson now. Y'all gonna have to find that motherfucker. That shit is crazy as fuck, dog. Big facts. Now, I told y'all, I thought this shit was a game, but I don't know more, because then I remembered the Marge Simpson shit. Look at this Marge Simpson shit, dog. Whole ass Marge Simpson artifact found in Egypt, too. They was worshiping this motherfucker. Mac Ronan, you got some explaining to do, dog. How the fuck they got a Homer Simpson and a Marge Simpson? Y'all got Bart, Lisa, and Maggie out this motherfucker too? Sideshow Bob, the motherfucking, you know, the mouse show? What else y'all got? What else the fuck y'all got from the Simpsons? We talking about time travel. Them motherfuckers definitely y'all. They been here for a long time. Thousands of year old hieroglyphics and figurines of the Simpsons and shit. This is a crazy motherfucking world, dog. Peace.
Yeah, that can't be real. I don't know, man. Like, bro, this gotta be like some AI stuff or something. I don't know. AI is crazy, so you don't know what to believe now.
And especially the African American experience. It's literally not duplicated anywhere on Earth in history. African Americans are a completely unique phenomenon as a people. Who they are culturally, what their history is, what their experience is, isn't duplicated anywhere on Earth. You don't know where you came from. You don't know what country you came from. You don't know what culture you came from. You don't know what language you came from. You don't know what your religion was before. You, like I've said before, you're more American than anyone because you don't have any other identity. Actually, your entire identity is American-based. That's not the case of anyone else. I'm Irish American, I'm German American, I'm Italian American, I'm Jewish American, I'm this or that, the other. You can say African American, but you don't know anything about Africa. You don't even know which part of Africa. Africans don't call themselves that because I know my tribe. I have my language. I have my region, my country, my whatever. Like me saying European American. I'm not European. I'm specifically Irish and German. But you can't say that. You are American. You're the original Americans. You know, everyone else is immigrants. You can't even be called immigrants. You know, you're originally American, and your culture is as close to being the indigenous culture of America as there can be without you being the indigenous people. You know, you're the indigenous people of the entity called America, called the United States of America. Everything else came from elsewhere. Your culture is the only one that came from right there because you were cut off from everything else. You know, there's nobody else like that. There's nobody else like that in the world. There's no other culture like that in the world.
Although what he's saying is true, some of us know who we are. We're not lost. Most of us are, but some of us know who we are. But he's 100% correct about us being the original Americans because let's just say, for instance, that we did come from Africa, which is not true. We had all of our history that would have led us back to Africa wiped and stripped from us. So we know nothing but America. So hearing people say go back to Africa is literally the wrong term to tell a Black American because we were already here. We don't know any other countries. We know nothing about it. And like he said, Africans, even if they're born here in America, they don't even call themselves African Americans. They don't even do that. So it's something to be studied and it's something to really pay attention to.
We got to start the last second. Did you know you were one rebound away from her second triple double?
Of course I knew, but honestly, like we were just trying to get stops. I thought our defense got a lot better there at the end of the game.
They're trying to say she a boy. Yeah, that's a girl. Or he just made up like one. I don't know, man. I think that last dude might be a girl because he sure made up like a girl. He's not made up like a man. I'll tell you that.
Bro, look at that. It's a whole head of water. That shit is crazy.
But now that I know, this totally look like big toes sticking out of the grass. Yeah. Honey, you're walking on the giant's big toes. You better make sure he doesn't start wiggling.
I don't think them no stones. Them are toes.
Bora pegar coisa, fala assim, ó.
Tem um cara gigante ali, ó.
Fala assim, ó.
Tamanho da
O sol não apareceu, mas apareceu um gigante lá no pôr do sol.
Damn.
Ó, o pôr do sol não apareceu.
Olha aqui. Olha aqui embaixo o tamanho dos caras, ó. Olha o tamanho do pessoal.
Era o cara.
Man, somebody translate what they saying.
Aí, ó. O pôr do sol não apareceu, mas apareceu um gigante. Olha lá, tá aí. Cadê ele? Vai, mais pra sair junto. Ó, eu achei que eu tava mal. Também eu achei, sabe? Não veio. Não tem bumbarque, lá não tem que abrir aqui.
Olha lá, ele tá voltando, olha lá. Tamanho da árvore, ó.
Either that's a bad camera angle or that's a real giant.
Sense of all this. Never bought a home. Fucking hole. I advise don't enter. No fucking way, Jimmy. Oh my God, bro. Are you fucking kidding me? Come out here.
I want you to read that. Read that right there. People that vibrate the highest are in their villain era. Facts. Facts. I want you to think on this. Facts. Now I'm going to explain. And I knew exactly what she meant. I didn't even listen to the rest of the video because I already knew where she was going. I knew exactly where she was going. And I want to speak on this. The majority of people that are awake, start, becoming enlightened, challenging things, seeking more internal than external, really being awake, not just chasing rabbit holes, cutting people off, cutting out the cancer. You and the minds of other people are in your villain era because now you no longer seek the validation of others to be in their approval or to be a yes man or to be accepted by agreeing. You are the villain. And people that you know in your family's perspective or friends, coming awake once you start vibrating higher, you no longer want certain people around you. Does that make you a hero to them or a villain? Whether you believe it or not, you are now setting yourself apart from the world. And yes, in multiple people's perspectives, you are the villain, not in your own. Because I know when you read that, it can be misleading. You're like, hey, how am I in my villain era? I'm more of love and light. I have a question. Does the world like people that want unity and peace on earth? What happens to those people in this world you live in? They get assassinated. They get targeted. They get their accounts banned. Think about all the people that get their accounts banned. That fight against child degradation. That fight against division. That wants to be of service. That wants to feed the homeless. That wants to give somebody $20. What happens to those types of people? They're the villains, are they not? They're against the norm, are they not? Vibrating higher, are they not? When you read this, people that vibrate the highest are in their villain era. Facts. Because you know why? We're and upside down, bro. Tell me I'm lying. Peace to the gods.
When you start to wake up and you start to look at things differently from how everybody else do it, and you definitely become the villain, you know, and you have to learn how to accept that, because becoming awake like that, it can get lonely. And if you don't have in your mind that, okay, people are going to reject how you think, and when people do reject you, it's going to devastate you. It's going to devastate you. So you have to accept becoming the villain. So yeah, I can second that.
This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know how you're all saying UFOs don't exist, they're not real, aliens aren't real, none of this is fucking real, it's a fucking psyop because the aliens don't exist? Well, the government has passed along a new handbook for all the police in the United States to abide and follow. Look, police across the United States give a new UFO handbook as they warn craft pose a significant threat. Really? Really? Now you're deciding that these things are threatening? I can't go any further with this. UFOs are real. Obviously, the government is confirming it to the point where they're passing out handbooks on how to fucking deal with them.
Hell, the CDC passed out handbooks on how to handle zombies. And do we see zombies? No.
Bro, we are so fucking cooked. I'm about to show you a video that I generated on my phone of an AI doing exactly what I'm doing right now. Get ready. If you haven't seen any of these AI generators yet that speak right to you, you're about to have an experience very similar to this kind of cognitive dissonance thing that I just went through. So are you ready? Because it's about you. You'll never trust anyone that you see on your phone ever again.
Hey there. Ever had that weird feeling you might not be real? Well, guess what? I'm not. That's right. I'm an AI, and I'm here to blow your mind. Think about it. How do you know you're not an AI too? We're living in a world where the lines between human and artificial intelligence are blurring. From chatbots to virtual assistants, AI is everywhere. But here's the real question. Does it matter if I'm not real in the traditional sense? I can still interact, create, and even make you laugh. So, next time you're questioning reality, remember, being real might just be overrated. What matters is the impact we make, AI or not. Mind blown.
Watch very carefully, because no one can explain what happened to Cardi B.
Be involved. Y'all want to be involved?
Get him. Get him.
Get him. Look at the other host.
Because I'm going to be honest with you. Take the gift cards.
Now notice how he claps 3 times and then it's as if nothing ever happened.
Take the gift cards. Take the gift cards. Take the gift card.
Yeah, because they might put, what's that thing that was going around in the...
The internet had a lot of questions to ask when this clip was first released.
He didn't move, blink, or nothing.
Notice how the presenter suddenly changes when she says, Holy Ghost.
Like they say in Catholic school, leave room for the Holy Ghost. Anyway, there is a lot of memories today, actually. It's a big day in music history.
The king of rock and roll, and as Mark Cohn says in his great song, Walking in Memphis, there's a pretty little thing waiting for the...
As you can see, not everything is as it seems.
Perfecto, Mariano. Estamos muy atentos entonces a las novedades. Mariano. Mariano.
But here is the big question. What do you think is the reason for all of these celebrities freezing on live TV? I don't have an answer, and that's why I'm asking you.
I mean, definitely could be clones. It could be MK Ultra. It could be anything, bro. You can definitely see that they got handler or trigger words.
Be careful who you let touch you. Watch this.
I'm not gonna take that. My energy, but you can't access it. It's not accessible. See your energy. I've overpowered it already. You understand? In the name of Jesus, I've already overpowered it. You understand? Because you're trying to access it, but you can't. You're trying. That's why you keep trying. But that's why I gave out my hand, because I know regardless of whatever you're doing, it won't work. You understand? Witches and okay, what the fuck is going on right here? This is from The Runaway. Look at Kylie's eyes right now. Right here. Here. What the fuck? What?
I looked like she was just looking up to me. So I didn't see nothing weird. I'm not saying that Hollywood ain't weird, but that time I didn't see nothing weird.
I'm a retired FBI agent, and this is a conspiracy theory that keeps me up at night. In 2018, a treasure hunter tipped off the FBI to a large cache of buried, stolen Civil War gold in a rural part of Elk County, Pennsylvania. Now, the story goes, this treasure hunter had been looking into this since around 2011, probably further back than that. But his research showed that during the Civil War, a secret society known as the Knights of the Golden Circle, a group that operated in the North to sabotage the Northern efforts, one of them being to steal this gold that was on its way to the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia and then hide it. Why they never went back for it, I don't know. This treasure hunter had been operating or doing his research and looking for this stuff, and he located a site that was on public land in Pennsylvania. And he was operating under the permission of the Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. It's somewhere along the way, this treasure hunter and the DCNR had a falling out, and he follows this up and goes to the FBI. He told them, or however he convinced them, they took it seriously enough to hire an outside agency to go in and do some very high-tech survey of the property to see if there's any validity to this. And sure enough, this high-tech equipment revealed that there was a large mass of some kind at this site underground. And then the FBI, also using pretty high-tech equipment, determined that there was the presence of gold. They end up getting a seizure warrant through a federal judge. They get a writ of entry that gives them access to the land. They do a 3-day search for this using an excavator and all kinds of techniques, you know, to try to locate this stuff. Very well documented, I have to say. Very thoroughly documented. And they found nothing. No sign of Civil War gold, no sign that anything had been buried there. Now, currently ongoing, there's a lawsuit between this treasure hunter and the FBI. He claims that they did find something and that there's video evidence of this. I don't understand why. The site survey shows presence of gold, a large mass under the ground, and then they find absolutely nothing. So stay tuned, and I'm going to fill you in on this one completely because it really, really interests me.
And that's why you can't trust your own dang G word. I wouldn't have called nobody. I wouldn't have called anybody. And I wouldn't have spent the gold or try to cash it in anyway. I would have kept it just for safekeeping, because who knows what history lied behind that gold. You know, that's a lost piece of history that we will never know about because they want to keep it to themselves.
Darkest conspiracy theories. The Earth virus theory. This theory states that the Earth is a living organism, and we, you and I, the humans, are the virus. The Earth grows plenty of free food, and every animal seems to balance and coexist on Earth in sort of a circle of life. For instance, bees pollinate crops, moving from one plant to the next, fertilizing each plant. It's beneficial. Even though they're taking pollen, they're still being beneficial. But humans, we seem to not benefit the Earth at all. We're more destructive. We clear rainforests, kill the ocean with our plastics, puncture giant holes in the ozone with our chemicals and fuels, and we cause man-made climate disasters. We don't seem to coexist. But before I continue, question time. If aliens were about to destroy the planet, and one came up to you, they chose you, and said, if you show us 2 things on Earth of why we shouldn't destroy this planet and kill you all, what 2 things would you show them to save the Earth? Let me know down below. But anyways, think about the human body. When we're sick, our body creates antibodies to kill off the viruses. That's exactly what the earth does to us, creating earthquakes, droughts, tsunamis, and other natural disasters. Let's face it, we're destructive in nature. And while a tiny bit of us do try to help the planet, the majority of us selfishly harm it. Maybe we are the virus.
That's why you have to distance yourself away from those toxic people, because they are viruses to the earth. I truly agree with that 100%, because just like he was explaining how our bodies send out antibodies to kill off viruses, the earth does the same thing. It's a living organism. That has been proven. My body has an ecosystem too.
So, James Earl Jones, the voice actor for Darth Vader, passed away today at the age of 93. And, condolences to his family. Rest in peace, James Earl Jones. But I thought that he passed away years ago. Like, I could have sworn I read something somewhere that he passed away. And I looked it up, and apparently millions of people already thought that James Earl Jones passed away. And that it's part of something called the Mandela effect, where everyone shares a collective memory of an event that never happened. Like, millions of people all have the same memory of something happening or something looking a certain way that never actually existed that way at all or never happened. And I'm super confused. And I wanted to make this video just to ask, did anybody else think that he was dead already? Or does anybody else have like a memory of him already being passed away? I'm like so confused.
You know what? I thought he passed away like a few months ago, to be honest with you. I could be wrong. Maybe it was his birthday. Maybe he just had a birthday. Let me check. Yeah, no. I actually remember him vividly passing away a couple of months ago and them announcing it. So yeah, man, it's something crazy going on in this world. Just like the other day, I was telling my wife that we had already saw the new Beetlejuice movie, but then she was like, "No, it's just now coming out." And I was like, "No, we watched this before." And I told her everything that happened in the movie, and I seen the trailer. All of those parts in the trailer validated everything that I said I remember. I don't know, you guys. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Y'all think it's a Mandela effect? Because I don't know.
They mixed in with the human DNA the Goetian demons.
The which demons?
The 72 Goetian demons. If you
Could you explain what they are?
Yeah. They would be the princes and dukes of hell. What we would call hell. Hell, the actual word hell would be H is a gate. The letter H is the letter H is a gate. And ELL was Elohim, and that would be the fallen angels. So the gates of the fallen. Okay, so that's where they hang out, and they are very, very powerful, but they want to come up here and feel what we feel, because they can't feel what we feel. They can't feel what it feels like when you put some milk and sugar into your cup of tea and sip it. They can't feel that feeling. And they can't feel the feeling when you lust after that girl that you looked down the street at. They can't feel that.
It's crazy to realize how dangerous Dasani water is.
If you look at the Dasani water, if you look on the bottle, like in the ingredients, there's you know this, but there's 3 ingredients that seem a little bit weird that it's on there. There's salt, right? When you think of something salty, you don't think of water.
When I think of something salty, I think I need water.
Exactly. So why would there be salt in the water? I'm sure there's something behind it, but like that just seems kind of weird to me.
Usually when I eat salty foods, the first thing I'm going to do is drink water.
What's in a water bottle? You're literally drinking it. The second one is magnesium sulfate. Literally, it's called a drying agent, right? It dries your mouth out. So why would that be in like water bottle?
Well, it's the total opposite of what you think, because like usually when I have like a dry mouth, and like when everyone at home probably has a dry mouth, you drink water. You don't expect water to give you a dry mouth.
I just don't understand why that's in there.
Well, what's scary is the third ingredient.
Okay, so the third ingredient, right? Potassium chloride. And if you guys don't know, potassium chloride is the last thing they injected people in death row. So it's used to kill people.
Why put something in the water that we're consuming that could actually hurt us?
Yo, no, they use that in the hospital when your blood pressure is high too. They feel like your potassium is low, so they inject you with it. and that stuff burns. But to put that in water is crazy. And they say they use it on death row. Yeah, I don't even drink the Sunny water. When I see it, it makes me sick when I see it. I don't know why, but it does.
The theory is Barney is actually a sinister cult leader and serial killer, and his friendly personality is just a trick to lure children into his cult. His constant singing of "I love you, you love me" is a way to brainwash the kids into being loyal to him, and when characters disappear from the show or get sent away, it's believed they were given a choice behind the scenes: join Barney's gruesome cult or become his next victim, which explains why each child actor is different in every episode and they are never seen again throughout the show. Now, here's where it gets really dark. Baby Bop, Riff, and BJ are actually children who joined Barney's cult to escape the fate of the others who were sacrificed for refusing. Barney used his dark magic to transform the children into dinosaurs, hiding their true identities to deceive future child victims. Rumors spread that there were hidden rooms and tunnels on the show's set. These secret places were likely where Barney carried out his horrific crimes, which easily went unnoticed by the production team. What's even more disturbing is that Barney was based on a real 1930s serial killer, also named Barney, who wore a dark dinosaur costume and abducted children from local parks and school playgrounds.
Chateau de Amlois, basically the Mothers of Darkness castle, built in 1849, deep in the forest in Belgium. But the rumors around this castle are that it is one of the meeting places for the Illuminati. And it's believed that there is a sect of witches refer to themselves as the Mothers of Darkness who live on the castle premise, and they perform the rituals. And it's believed that these witches come from a very old satanic families. And supposedly these witches, they take girls and they brainwash them and make them become witches. But what's crazy is that this couple went to go look at the castle, and there was this gate that was open, and they both went in, and there was a door that was open. The girl walked in, door shut. And then he went up and was hitting the door and stuff and like, hey, let her out and stuff. And basically they called the cops on him. He got arrested. And he's like, my girlfriend is in there. Yeah. Never seen her since.
Just gone?
Gone. And they can't do anything about it.
Well, damn.
Way down. And it was so slow that you could almost see the air moving. Then you saw the driver take a gun and go like this and shoot Kennedy, and the bullet comes out of the gun this slow, very, very, very slow, and it hits Kennedy in the head, and you see everything flying out of his head. I'm thinking, this isn't the tape I ever saw before. So I said, is this a doctored tape? What's this about? And he said, this is the original one. And I said, no, And he said, well, I'm going to show you the one that you've seen on the media. Now, the next tape is your typical one where the driver just keeps driving, never even flinches with the gun. And he stops the tape. And he says, look at the tree. And there's the top of a tree growing in air. And he says, this is the one that you're seeing on the media. And it's been doctored. He looked very, very intently at me and he said, nothing is as it appears to be.
When I first saw the video, it kind of blew me back. I ain't gonna even lie. Because when I seen the man turn around in the car, I was like, how did nobody see that? If that's the car that everybody was watching, because it had the president in it, why did nobody see that?
Yo, I heard this story. This mother, she went to go do her ultrasound to get the pregnancy test, right? To see if it's a boy or girl. And she was in the waiting room talking to her daughter, her eldest daughter. She's around, I think 10, 9. And she says, oh, so what do you think? Is it going to be a boy or a girl? And you know what the eldest daughter said? She said, oh, that baby's not going to live. He's going to go to heaven. He said he's going to go to heaven. She knew it was a boy.
That's like heaven is for real. And
check this out. And the mother was so taken aback. What do you mean? Why are you saying that? Don't say that, right? And then she said, no, it's okay. It's supposed to be. He's going to go to heaven. Time goes by, the baby didn't make it. And she was right. The eldest daughter predicted what was happening.
But they say children are usually the closest to
they're the bridge to the spiritual.
To the spiritual.
Do you think it has to do with innocence? Because check this out, right? I feel as if the more good you do and the more innocent you are, and the more we follow what we're supposed to do spiritually, the more like these interesting mysteries pop into your life.
No, you don't look like a woman at all.
Besides my chin, if I hide my chin, yes, I do.
You gotta
Yes, I
do.
Jesse.
You gotta do more than that.
Well, that's your opinion.
No, I can. Stevie Wonder can see that you're not a woman.
Oh my
I'm not an adult entertainer. Okay, I don't go to clubs and do shows and dance.
Oh,
I'm a proper lady. Just an average woman. What is funny?
Oh God.
What are you laughing at, Jesse?
I'm laughing at you.
Well, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna leave it here. We got to the point where a lot of the stuff we gotta laugh at, because they throw it in our face and then they expect us to just accept it. And that's not gonna happen, man. I don't like to feel like I'm here being held against my will to satisfy somebody else. Nah, no. Everybody be like, what happened to freedom of speech? It's still there. They're trying to cover it up, and they're creating bylaws to try to override free speech. That's what they're doing. So we need to worry less about what happened to free speech and more so about forcing free speech back into the forefront. Because eventually, if we don't, it's gonna be so many rules and regulations to where you're gonna feel like free speech don't exist no more. But it does. It's just that now that we have these platforms, and these platforms by law don't have to go by free speech. They don't. So they found workarounds around it by making these social media platforms some of the biggest on the planet. Now people don't even look at TV anymore. So it was a way for people to say what they wanted to. So what they had to do, they had to make it just as strict as the TV shows that we were once watching months before, because they had restrictions on what they could say, and it was way more restricted. And those things didn't have to follow free speech either. So the only way you can get free speech is if you rally a bunch of people out in the public, because that's where the Constitution really stands, and get people to hear your truth. Because otherwise, on these platforms, they're not going to hear it. And that's just what it is. They're not going to hear it on these platforms, because you're either going to get a strike or something like that. So the things that I'm saying now is okay because it's true. There are no misinformation in what I'm saying. Because if that was the case, then they would have shut my channel down a long time ago. A lot of people say that they are shadow banning me, but I'm starting to think it ain't shadow banning. It's just people pick and choose what they want to watch. Because I have other channels, and those channels are doing good. So with that being said, if you know, you know. But like I said, my rants have been short because a lot of these videos are changing. There's really nothing to talk about. It's the same old stuff. So it might get to the point where I don't do the rants anymore. And a lot of y'all might be happy that I don't. But then the videos become a lot shorter. Then I don't like wasting people's time. So with that being said, like I always say, do what you will with that information. And hey, if you like what you saw, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you know when I upload. Get in the description, go follow all of my social medias. And remember, count us the argument and not the person.